G'day, how's it going? Welcome back to another video, heading down Barbetta Street on the bike. Today I'm looking forward to it because I've got a couple of discs in my bag on my bike that I haven't thrown before, and I'm going to be heading to Jelly Park and we're going to have a throw. The discs aren't the only new thing that we're going to be using today. I've got my snap mounts. Not sure if you can see on my handlebar there. That is a snap mount, magnetic mount. So I can easily swap between the mount that is currently hanging off my jacket for the point of view angle to the handlebar angle. So you can see what's going on. Hopefully my microphone isn't too scratchy. I've got it right up against my chest in my jacket. We're going to be heading down here, Peterborough, heading across through the north part of town, and then into Hagley, and then up the railway, Ilam Road, into the bottom end of Jelly Park. So the cool thing about these snap mounts, while I'm on the footpath here, it could be a good time to test it out, is that I can just grab it off my jacket, snap it, and now you're looking at me. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Now you've got an angle looking up at me. I hope I look okay. Not quite sure what the angle is going to be like yet. That's obviously the first time I've used it. Might be a little bit bumpy, sorry. Not sure how good the vibration reduction is on the GoPro, on the handlebar. Another cool thing about this is that I can just pick it up and handhold it whenever I want to. Probably not going to film this whole ride. Just the interesting parts. You can also swivel it around, so I'm going to give that a go. Probably could have gone then, but just getting used to the mount. It's pretty neat. Let's go. Now this is a bit of a weird route to get to Hagley, but there's not really any good routes across town between where I live and Jelly Park. Apart from like Beeley and then going up Memorial Ave, which is just traffic central. I'm trying to find a good route that just is a bit more backstreety, or best case scenario, bike path, footpath kind of cycling. But I feel like this is the quietest option, even though it does involve a few stop signs. And then a bit of a backtrack through Hagley. Now it's been a bit rainy today. I think I've managed to find a break in the weather which I can get out and go for a ride, throw some discs. I had to wipe my bike down before the ride because it was wet outside. But I, for some reason, forgot to wipe my seat down. And so now I've got a wet bum. That was a bit of a silly mistake. Oh, more bike riders. Go team. A whole crew. Holy moly. Now let's try this out. I'm going to put you on my jacket again. Oh. How's that? Fixture free, just magnetics. And now you've got a point of view. Hopefully you've got a point of view. This is on the wide angle for the GoPro, not super view. I find super view is just a bit much, but if when I watch this back it's not wide enough, I might go to super view for this kind of shot. Now one thing about this mount system that I got is that the snap mount bracket itself doesn't come with a mount. So I had to find a handlebar mount, which is this one obviously, handlebar mount I've got here. And despite being a very generic GoPro tongue and groove mount that everything shares, the snap mount bracket and the handlebar mount didn't fit together. I mean, they did fit together, but the problem was that it was too loose. Even with the full tightness of the screw of the handlebar mount, there was still a gap. There was still a gap between the teeth. And so it was super loose. So what I had to do is cut a bit of plastic out of a takeaway container and just slide it in to give it a bit of a washer to increase the tightness, which did work, but it's not easily moved. It kind of is stuck on that flat setting. But that's kind of all right, because when it's flat, you can just sit the other GoPro snap mount on there and just use the pivot of that mount to move the actual GoPro angle. So I think this is a good solution, but that's just one thing to watch out for if you're trying to get something like this, is that if they don't fit positively with enough tension, or what would you call it, resistance, even though they do fit together, it's too loose and it'll just flop around and you won't be able to change your angle. All right, what are we doing here? We want to get over to that bridge. Well, there's no one here. Oh, let's just sneak over this way. Here we go. This probably looks familiar to a lot of you who've watched our Hagley Park bike ride. Going to be taking a slightly different route today, up the middle. Let's wait for these guys. People out and about now that it's stopped raining. All right, no one's coming, straight ahead. Now, I hope this angle's looking pretty good. It feels good to me. It's always fun. All right, we have to cut these guys off a bit. Do some off-roading. There we go. It's quite nice now that the weather's cleared up a little bit. People are out and about enjoying the day. All right, let's change your angle a bit. Mix it up. How easy was that? Now you're probably bubbling all over the place. It's really, really bumpy. Hopefully it's not too bad. Might have to play around with it. Looks a bit more wobbly than I wanted it to. Might be able to find like a way to strap it down or something so it's a bit better. Don't know whether leaving some slack in it would be better because it would give some suspension, or whether actually tying it down as hard as possible to the handlebar will make it like really solid. You'll get a lot more bumps from the road, but at least it might not like shake as much, if you know what I mean. Heading towards Victoria Lake, where they do the model boating. See if we can get around these people. Speed up. There we go. All right, back onto my jacket. It's going to be a bit hard to get used to this swapping. Making sure there's a positive magnetic connection, but I think that was good. This is already working very well. I'm going to be intrigued to see what the face cam looks like because I think it's a bit close. But I guess if I'm just talking to the camera, like, come on, like this, that's probably fine. Like it might be a little bit close and like looking straight up, right up my nostrils. But it's probably fine for the purposes. Okay, so we're just heading through Hagley Golf Course up towards, I don't know, Christchurch Girls Grammar, I think. We'll be heading past there to the railway and just heading straight up through there. Which way do we go? I think we turn left here. Oh, a bit wonky. Is it on? There we go. Now it's on. There are 4 magnets, obviously, that you can see. So you've got to make sure you get get onto them properly, otherwise you've only got 2 of them. Now I need to practice what angle I put this GoPro on, because you can kind of tilt and stuff on the mount. And I want you to be looking pretty much forward, maybe down a little bit, but not too much. So this is the route that I took back home last time I rode to Jelly Park, and I quite enjoyed it. It keeps you off road for the most part. It's a little bit longer than you'd want to go, but all in all, I think it's a good compromise. Here we go, we're up again. The route I took to Jelly Park last time was just straight up Memorial Ave. And whilst it was very direct, very efficient, it was on a main road. And that's probably fine if you are just going point A to B, not talking about anything, just doing a regular run-of-the-mill commute or, you know, direct journey. But for a casual ride, to enjoy it, it's not the best. So I thought we'd go the more scenic route today to try out the Snapmounts. Oh, I just realized I took a wrong turn. One moment. I'm heading out towards the university, which I do not want to get to. And there we go. Yeah, you got a tiny bit of this road. We want to be going down beside the railway line. Where it gets quite tight. Now, I'm not super used to riding with cameras on me, especially on my body, so feels a little bit weird. Might get some odd looks from people. I think the main benefit of this snap mount that I quite liked was the fact that it's fairly low profile. A lot of handlebar mounts that are out there, they stick up like a good 2 inches off your handlebar before you can even put the GoPro on, and then by the time your GoPro's on, it's sticking out about here. So with this one, it's really low profile. And so, I mean, you won't be able to see it because the camera's obviously on the GoPro. But when it's on here, it's just great. And it's that easy just to swap it over. Very, very handy. Just riding up beside Mona Vale currently. I mean, looking at the GoPro, it's bobbling around quite a lot. I mean, I won't say that it's steady by any means, so hopefully it's not too bad for you. If any of this is trash, I'll probably just remove it when I'm editing, so you won't even be hearing me saying this. If I wanted to now, I could probably just jump onto Memorial Ave, but we'll continue going down here. Bit bumpy. Yeah, I definitely get the vibe that having it on my body will be the most stable angle, because my body gives it some suspension, my jacket gives it some suspension. This does look a bit wobbly, but unfortunately, the benefit about the handlebar mount is that I can do this and talk to you. So who knows? You'll probably be seeing this angle a bit more when I've got a bit more to talk about. I don't have too much to talk about at the moment. I have a lot of thoughts about making videos and talking about stuff, and I form really articulate kind of arguments and comments in my mind, and I'm like, oh, I'll make a video about that. But as soon as the camera goes on, it's really hard to formulate those words in your head. So I think with a bit of practice, I'll get used to it, just like remembering certain things that I want to talk about, you know, topics in order, certain points I want to make. But for now, I'm just going to practice talking about anything while I'm riding at the same time. And over time, I'll get better. Okay, one thing about this road, or this bike path, I should say, I'll spin you around, is that it's incredibly tight. So I could not imagine commuting through here. It would be very, very tight. Probably mostly one way, which is ideal. But coming back from Jelly Park last time, there was a person in a disability scooter that I went past. And I essentially had to stop my bike. Oh, this is going to be super bumpy for you, sorry. I essentially had to stop my bike and, like, you know, toddler walk it through so that they could get past. So that section is not great for the bike path. But really, that's the only niggle I've got. Okay, Glandovie Road. All right, let's throw on my jacket, see how we go. Whoop, I think that only got the bottom ones. There we go. Now, the mount that is under my jacket is just one of these without the GoPro connection, but it connects to a lanyard that hangs around my neck, so that's how it's not falling off out of my jacket. I don't quite know how true you are to the horizon here, because I'm just like kind of feeling around for it and snapping it on. So hopefully it's not too bad. I could probably shoot it in 2.7K and correct it in post, but I do know that it automatically levels the horizon a little bit using the stabilization of the GoPro, so that might be enough. All right, let's have a look at the discs. We have got the Ricky Half. Super flat. Purple stamp. And then we have the Erica Schinscombe Sword. Lovely disc. Feels super nice. So that's what we're going to be throwing today. Nothing else in the bag, just a couple of towels. Now I'm just going to throw the Harp to start with because I don't want to throw the Sword yet, just warming up. I think the main problem is going to be I've only got one disc, so I'm just going to have to run and get it. But I'm just going to try and throw it flat. I'm expecting it to go very, very left very quickly, but I'm just throwing towards that basket in the distance. Oh, nose up, and yeah, immediately left. Yep, well, that's about right. I guess I'll run and get it. And then I'll throw it back. Very reliable though. Let's see if I can try and hit the camera. Woo, not bad. Good upshot if the camera was the basket. All right, let's try again. Might give this one a bit more Anheuser. Oh yeah, bit of a grip lock, but that went a lot straighter. Interesting. Definitely feels a bit, I don't know, slipperier than my regular VIP harp. Oh, geez. I'll give it a forehand. Haha, my forehand sucks, but that was actually pretty good. Should I rip this Tinchcombe sword? Give it a go. Arm's not really warmed up, but I might as well, hey. So I'm just going to be generally aiming out towards the field, maybe T3. A little bit of hyzer. Oh, that is beautiful. Bit high, but that's a nice shape. Yeah, bit nose up. Could probably rip that a bit further, but for my first throw, pretty happy with that. I don't know if I'm going to throw it back because I don't want to hit anything like cars or the road. Might give it a soft bid. Actually not too bad for a nose up release that I didn't throw very well. That's not a bad result. Might just throw in a big spike hyzer for fun. Tunk. Happy with that. First bird with the Ricky harp, I think, coming up. Beating it in. Check it out, the sun's out. Who would have thought the sun would come out today? I think that's my cue to leave. Getting too busy. I need a drink. I've got no water. So I think I'm gonna head out. Back on the bike, back home. And I'm gonna have a chuck from here, because why not? First up, Ricky harp. Bit high. That was more of a placement shot rather than distance, but I mean, what are you going to do with a harp? It's kind of designed for placement. Now I'm going to try and rip the Erica Stinscombe Tournament X sword. Oh, that's turned. That's horrible. That is so bad. but holy distance that man. Jeez. That was a really bad release. Very any. Pretty much reached the trees over there. That was a misrelease. Oh well, it went. So that was cool. How's it going, guys? Leaving Jelly, got far too busy, so I didn't want to have to wait behind every card. It's also got kind of warm throwing, so I've taken off my jacket, but now I'm back on the bike. It's actually kind of cool. I'm also going to test out how it works with just one layer on my chest. You can probably also tell we're on Super View now, so it's a bit wider. And I've also taken off the lav, so sorry you're so close to my face, but I feel like it's the best way that you can hear me without having the microphone on. Alright, I'm not going to talk much, you're just going to see what it looks like Super View, and we're going to head home. See you there. Right before we finish, guys, I just thought I'd go over this footage with the super wide angle on the GoPro. I think it works pretty well. You get to see a lot more of what's going on. Not so great for this jacket angle because it does bobble around a bit more, and also you see my knees, so it's a bit messy. But on the handlebars like it is right now, looks awesome. Please let me know if you enjoy watching these kind of ride videos, just cruising around. I enjoy doing them, so if you enjoy watching them, let me know. I can do more rides, you can come along for them. Sorry this video went a bit longer than I expected, but there's a heap to pack in. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you have, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I'm going to keep riding. Catch you next time.